Okay, good day everyone. So today we will be having our lesson number two. So this lesson will focus on the different kinds of research across fields. So we all know that research can be categorized into two general categories, and those are the qualitative research and the quantitative research. But aside from those classification or categories of research, we could also categorize them into the fields where these researchers or researches may be applied to or maybe belong. Okay, so today we will be discussing those kinds of research that will focus on a certain field or a certain endeavor. So for this lesson, these are our objectives. So at the end of the discussion, you should be able to first identify the kinds of research across fields, and you could also provide examples of research according to the category. Okay, so let's start the discussion with the first type of research, and that is the arts-based research. So arts-based research is defined as the use of personal expression in various art forms as a primary mode of inquiry. So this kind of research includes studies that may accompany or include the artistic expressions of others. So this research is focusing more on the making and doing of art as a means of understanding the life. So basically, in this kind of research, we may associate the different forms of arts into the daily living of people. So how do these arts help them to cope up with their problems, things like that. Okay, so basically, what is the importance of art in um, expression or in the expression of our emotions? So we can associate arts into different fields of life. So that is the focus of arts based research. So some examples of this kind of research are, as you can see on the screen, we have how the arts benefit student of achievement. So in here, your variables are art or the different forms of art and the achievement of your students or of the students. And then we also have the arts and the transfer of learning. Okay, so in this case, you may somehow use art as an assessment for in order for you to know if the student have learned from the things that you are discussing. And then we also have the role of color in beautification and urban aesthetic. So in here, we can associate art to um, the places we live in. Okay, and then positive classroom environment through classroom design. So those are some examples of research topic that you may somehow use if you will be doing an arts-based research. Okay, so this type of research focuses more on the use of art in expression or in expressing your emotion, the relationship of art to human being, the relationship of it to the economy. So those will be the focus of this kind of research. Okay. Second is research in humanities. So by the way, humanities are academic disciplines that study aspects of human society and culture. So research in humanities is designed to explore human culture, such as their philosophy, religion, literature, linguistics, and history. So this kind of research includes ancient and modern languages, so or the study of these kinds or the different languages. It may also study or focus more on the human geography, their laws, politics, and the other uh, parts of social sciences. So in here, um, you will be studying these human aspects, like for example, their culture and how their culture affects their daily living, or how people cope up with the changes in society. So basically, those could be the topics under research in humanities. Aside from that, we also have here some examples like religious education in the private schools, practices, and challenges. So, um, in here, you're going to study the the things that these uh, private schools having religious education, uh, how they act, how they face different challenges that other schools are facing, how they cope up with these challenges. Yeah. So those are the things that you may study under this. And then we also have the political system and government in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Mindanao. And so basically in here you're going to study how their government, how their political system works, and what makes it different to the other types of government or the other forms of government in the Philippines or maybe in the world. Okay, so those are the things that you may study under research in humanities. Okay, so maybe in here you're going to focus more on um, the human culture. Okay, how do they think, their religious belief, and how these beliefs affect their lives. Okay. Literature, how do they study or understand the specific literature, how these literature or pieces of literature affect their lives, linguistics, and even their history. Okay, and then the third one is sports research. So basically, it's very understandable. So you'll focus more on sports. Okay, wellness, different physical activities. Yeah, so sports research is designed to help athletes reach and sustain their ideal body and wellness goals through proven high quality products. So it is conducted to explain the underlying mechanisms how athletes maintain their good physical appearance and healthy lifestyle. So this kind of research gives the coaches and the athletes a way to gain solid information and apply it to sports performances. So it helps the coaches form beliefs to develop programs and coaching techniques. So basically, when we are conducting sports research, you may somehow study the practices of some athletes, how these practices help them to become successful in their chosen sport. Okay, how um, how do these specific practices um, bring them uh, or somehow deliver them to achieving their full potential, and maybe other coaches may take these techniques or they may use these techniques for their players or athletes so that they could also achieve their full potential. Okay, so examples of this kind of research or examples of sports researchers are participation of students in athletics and their academic performance. So basically in here you're going to study the relationship between uh, athletic participation and academic performance. So how does participation affects the academic standing of the students in a specific place or in a specific school, and the role of experiences of the sports team captains. And so basically in here, you're going to study how does the experience of a certain player makes him um, to be the right one to become the team captain of their group or of their team. Okay, so how do these experiences help him to become the chosen one? Okay, and then the impact of sports activities on the self-efficacy of students and the untold stories of sports enthusiasts. Okay, so those are some examples of sports researches. Next is science research. So Science research is designed to discover laws, postulate theories that can explain natural or social phenomena. In other words, science research builds scientific knowledge. So, in this kind of research, um, we really need to follow a very systematized and constructed scientific method. Okay, we really need to carefully analyze and interpret the data that we have gathered. Okay, and in science research, we need to have a strong and testable hypothesis because this is the foundation or the fundamental part of a scientific research. So in scientific research or in science research, we are forming new laws, we are forming new ideas, we are explaining how a certain phenomena or certain phenomenon works, how do these natural phenomena affect people. So those are the focuses of science research. Next is mathematics research. So mathematics research is a study that looks at the myriad problems to enhance critical and logical thinking abilities. So this kind of research gives the opportunity to master mathematics or mathematics topics, and it provides an understanding of mathematics as an exact science. So mathematics research helps us to develop confidence and increase enthusiasm to do more mathematical problems. It This kind of research may lead to find new formulas and help finding ways to simplify calculations or problems. So basically, mathematics research focuses more on helping people to appreciate math. Okay? It focuses more on the simplification of the different mathematical problems or calculations that we have today or we had before. Okay, so example, practical work approach and problem solving skills of students in algebra, students' misconceptions and errors in trigonometry. And so in here, you may discuss the misconceptions of students when they are dealing with trigonometry, the errors that they are um, doing when calculating mathematical problems or trigonometric problems. Ayan, so common errors of students in general mathematics, analysis, and remediation. So basically, you will be looking for some solution or looking for some actions that may help the students to easily solve problems in math. Okay, help them to appreciate more these kinds of mathematical problems. So mathematics, experiences of women and girls in narrative inquiry. So those are some examples of researches under this type. And then next we have agriculture research. So agriculture plays a crucial role in the life of an economy. So it is considered as the backbone of the economic system. Agriculture does not only provide food and raw material, but also the shelter and clothing for the people. So agriculture research is aimed at improving productivity and the quality of crops by cultivating its generic improvement for a better plant protection, irrigation, storage methods, farm mechanization, efficient marketing, and better management of agricultural resources. If you are familiar with the branch of University of the Philippines at Los Baños, so in in that branch of UP, they deal more on agricultural research, and also, if I'm not mistaken, the we have this Rice Institute or something like that in Nueva Ecija, wherein they are studying the different ways on how we could cultivate rice during the rainy season, since That's the main problem of our rice farmers today. When it is rainy season, they couldn't harvest enough rice, or they couldn't cultivate enough rice to support the demands of the Filipino people. So that could be some topics, or those are some examples of group of people or institutes that focus more on agricultural research. So examples of agricultural research are the effect of different rates of nitrogen fertilizers on growth and quality of rice and corn. Ayan, shaping the modern farming through agricultural technology fusion, and then growth and development of eggplant as influenced by various organic fertilizers, and then the modern farming methods changing the face of agriculture. So you could also associate technology in agricultural research. So how does technology help the farming method or the farming techniques of our farmers? How do these kind of technology increase the productivity of a certain crop or a certain product? Okay, how do these technological devices will help farmers to easily harvest their uh, plants or their crops? So those could be the focus of agricultural research. Next is fisheries research. So it is conducted to increase the production of fishery resources for the purpose of providing human food. So this kind of research helps the fisheries management authorities like the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, or the BIFAR, to protect different bodies of water so that sustainable supply of aquatic resources is maintained. So if in agricultural research or agricultural research, our focus is, or the focus of this research is crops productivity, or increasing the productivity of the farmers or land farmers. In fisheries research, we focus more on the aquatic resources. Ayan, so in here, you could study the factors that might affect the uh, lowering rate of fish production in some areas in our country. Like for example, we have here vulnerability of inland and coastal aquaculture to climate change. So how does climate change affect these kinds of coastal aquaculture? And then effect of commercial fishing technologies on marine ecosystem, and dredging, habitat destruction of clams and other aquatic resources. And like if you will make a certain part of a river or a certain portion of the sea or the ocean where these clams and other aquatic resources live, if you will be dredging these places, for sure you will destroy their uh, the habitat of this kind of aquatic resources. So how do dredging affects the production of aquatic resources in that field or in that place? And then why do fish stocks collapse? An exploratory study. Yeah, so those are some examples of fishery research or fisheries research. Next is information and communication. So this one could be the focus of your research the in the coming weeks. Okay, so technology or ICT research is designed to ease knowledge gathering process and to enhance resource development. So it is conducted to make us ready to adapt with the changing times and to understand today's fast changing knowledge and its peculiarities. So basically, you will study the role of ICT in the lives of the people. So example, the role of ICT within small and medium enterprises in the municipality of Esperanza Sultan, Kudarat. So how will ICT help these SMEs to strive, okay, to become successful businesses. Yeah. Implementation of DepEd computerization program in the public high schools in Sultan Kudarat. Ayan. So how do technological devices or this ICT will help public schools or public high schools deliver a more efficient type of education? And then art and mathematics modeling in computer and the role of computers in digital forensics. So basically, the application of ICT in the lives of the people will be the focus of information and communication research. Number nine is business research, or we sometimes call it feasibility study, but it doesn't end there. Okay. Business research is the process of acquiring detailed information of all areas of businesses or business and using such information in maximizing the sales and the profit of the business. It helps business firms determine which product or service is most profitable and in demand. So basically, you will be conducting research or business research to know if the product or the business you are thinking of will work. Okay, so for example, financial literacy, spending practices, and performance of teachers, and then budgeting practices and business efficiencies of large enterprises at Santa Maria, Bulacan. Okay, so those are examples of business research. And then lastly, we have the social science research. So social science research is a study that focuses on finding reasons for human behavior. So it is conducted to gather information about people and societies. It can change the already accepted principles through its new research methodologies and findings. So basically, you will studying how people behave, how they react in a certain situation, what are the reasons behind their actions, or what are the factors that affect their behavior today. So those are the focuses or the focus of social science research. Social science research could cover a lot. Okay, it may be this kind of research may be collaborated with the other types of research. It will not end with a specific single research. You could uh, combine two types of researches in a single research. Okay, so those are the different types of research across fields or across different studies. Okay, so that's all. Thank you for listening. Have a great day ahead. Goodbye.